everyone, back again with another bike video. This week I am covering tips to make winter riding or cold weather riding better for you. So there's just a couple main topics that we'll focus on that are really important. The first one, we'll talk about little tweaks that you'll want to do to your bike. These are really important that you do. These are probably your most essential ones. Really, I mean, look at it. It looks like it's pretty late in the day, right? It's just after 4 p.m. and it's already this dark out. Um, yeah, so, first one we'll talk about is lighting. Alright, so I did a guide to night riding a while back, not really that long ago. So this is kind of a refresher of that. So, I have a front light on here, solid blinking, and then I have a rear light as well. Um, Solid, blinking, blinking super fast, and then it also projects lasers out onto the ground to make a virtual bike lane. Except the right one you can't really see because this is mounted on the seat stay, and that blinks as well. Yeah, so lighting is super important. I also added this on, blinks, yeah. And then I have lights on my helmet as well on the front and back. So lighting is really important just because it gets dark so much earlier this time of day, or this time of the year. And it's really important that you see and you can be seen. And then I have a vest here as well, a reflective vest that I bought at IKEA for like $2. And so that way, if I'm out and it starts getting dark, I can throw that on over whatever I'm wearing. I will not be riding the Murray very much in the winter for, well, multiple reasons. Lighting being one thing. I don't have any lights on this bike. Um, yeah, so lighting is super important for your bike tweaks. Next one, talk about the shape of your tire. So you can kind of see that the tire on this bike, when I get down really low, you can see that it's a round shape. And the same thing with this bike as well. Tire is a nice round shape. When the tires are fully inflated, they're going to maintain a shape like that. Now, when you deflate the tire, when you take less air out, the tire is going to, there's going to be more surface of the tire on the ground, so it's going to be harder for you to pedal down the road. However, you're going to have better traction because there's more area of the tire that's on the ground. So that's really important if it's wet outside from either rain or snow. Um, so I'll probably be doing that as well. I haven't had to do that yet. All right, so lighting is really important. Um, yeah, so I guess the next big thing for having good time riding in the winter or in cold weather is probably what you're going to wear to keep warm. So what do you say we go check out the closet and I'll show you what I like to wear. All right, so I'm going to show you what I wear most of the time when it's cold outside. So first off, if it's really bitter out, I'll probably wear flannel-lined jeans. Um, And then, of course, just layers, like I have a t-shirt on right now and then a sweater on over that. I might wear a sweater, or I might wear like a flannel shirt. Um, a lot of people, a lot of you guys might be thinking like, whoa, you dress like just pretty much normal winter clothes rather than like pro cycling gear, and well, yeah, I do. um, I went to a bike shop, my favorite bike shop in town, and was asking about if they were going to be stocking any winter bike gear, and the owner, who I know pretty well, he was like, no, I'm not really planning on it. And I was just like, really, why not? He said, well, um, when you're out riding in the wintertime, unless you're like a super hardcore pro person, you probably already have all that gear. But, if you aren't a super hardcore pro rider, then most of the time you are not going to be riding for speed. You're going to be riding for either recreation or to get from place to place. That's transportation. So you're going to be more concerned with keeping warm. So rather than getting like pro kits, it's just about just wearing whatever is comfortable that is movable, not like super bulky on you, but can keep you nice and warm. Um, so a tip that he gave me personally was to stick with wool or any kind of fiber that's from an animal, because if it keeps the animals nice and warm, it's going to keep you nice and warm. Um, Flannel, I like flannel. I do like wool, although it can be kind of itchy at times. So I kind of mix and match basically. But yeah, so flannel lined jeans I usually wear when it's really bitter out. And then it's all about layers. You know, if you get too hot, you can take something off. Um, so this is a hoodie that I wear quite a bit. It is super warm. It's all, what is this even made out of? I don't know what this is made of. But, what does this say? This is actually 95% cotton. But you can see it's like super furry on the inside. This thing is one of my warmest coats. And because it's a hoodie, it's really easy to move around when I have this on. And also, that reflective vest that I showed you guys, that will easily slip on over that. So that's great. Um, so I might wear a cycling cap, much like this one. This is a wool one. It's made by a local company called Taddy Hog. I'll post a link in the video description here if you guys are interested. I really like these caps anyway. A nice thing about about wearing a cycling cap, is that it fits right under your helmet, and if it happens to be a really wet day, like snow or rain, lots of times I guess the bill of the cap will keep that out of your eyes. So that's great. Um, Now, if it's super bitter out, last year I wore this hat quite a bit. This is just pretty much a stocking cap or a skull cap. Covers my ears really well, fits on underneath the helmet just great. Um, yeah, you can find this anywhere. I think I got this one at Target. um, so something else. So here's my helmet, which I have lights on the front here, and I got a light on the back. You might be wondering what this gray thing is I have here. So my wife actually knitted me this. Helmet earmuffs. It fits on around your helmet straps. So your straps, come through here at the top, through this pocket, comes out this hole. Same thing over here. So then when I put this on, completely covers my ears up, keeps my ears nice and warm. And also, this will work with my cycling cap or my other hat. So I can have this in the helmet with it. I've never seen anybody sell these helmet things. My wife was planning on making a bunch and then selling them for like $10. So if any of you guys are interested or want like a custom one, just let me know, and I can get in contact with you and we can get something set up for you. Okay, so we've covered hats pretty much. Gloves are pretty big. I do wear these gloves a lot when I ride. They are fingerless. So right now it's fall. It's not quite winter just yet. So at night my knuckles do feel kind of cool, but it's not terrible yet. However, in the dead of winter when it gets bitter cold, I'll wear regular gloves like this. You can see that they're really warm on the inside. They're leather on the outside, so they keep me nice and dry too. The inside, they are polyester, 100% polyester. But yeah, so these actually keep my hands nice and warm. They worked great all last winter for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the closet stuff. A couple of other tips. Keeping your feet warm is another huge thing. I've made the mistake last year of going on too many winter rides without taking care of my feet. So wool socks are great, or thick socks. I feel like your shoe type doesn't really matter that much, as long as you find a way to keep your toes warm. You've probably seen in the grocery stores this time of year and in really like anywhere you can shop. There's those little like orange packet hand warmer things, and that you like hold them in your hand and squeeze them, and you can keep them in your pockets, and they keep your hands warm. They also have toe warmers as well. That work the same way. They're like adhesive on the bottom with like a sticky kind of tape sort of thing, and you just attach them to your socks and they keep your toes nice and warm. I used those quite a bit last year and they worked great for me. Um, let's see what else. I have heard tips from some people who talk about um, using aluminum foil around their toes. That it sounds weird. I never would have thought to do that, but I guess it makes sense. The aluminum foil will retain your body heat and actually like really warm your toes up, keep them feeling like nice and warm. So I might give that a try here and see how that feels. So I've heard some people will put it, they'll put their socks on, then they'll put aluminum foil over their socks. I've also heard of other people where they'll put aluminum foil straight over their toes, then put socks on, then put aluminum foil over their socks again, and then put their shoes on. So I might experiment with that this year and see how that feels. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing I can think of is that some people prefer to use a scarf or a balaclava type mask to cover their face up so that nose and mouth is breathing in warm air, not freezing cold winter air. Um, so yeah, that's something else you can try. I'll probably do that this year as well. Probably maybe start riding with a scarf if it's like bitter cold out. Yeah, so that's what keeping warm is all about. Okay, so one more thing that we need to talk about, and this is really important about prolonging the life of your bicycle. Uh, and it's what we do after we're done riding. We want to make sure we have a nice, clean bike. So let's step back outside. We want to make sure our bike is super clean. Here in Kansas City, we get snow, so the trucks, they plow the snow, but they also salt the ground. So the salt can be really bad on your bike. If you are lucky enough to have, more than one bike, you don't want to take out your nicest bike in the wintertime. You want to take out a bike that's not quite as nice. You want to take out your number two bike, I guess, so to speak, in the wintertime. So I will probably, most likely, be riding the Nishiki here a little bit more often this winter than the Riviera. Is that salt, gets into your chain, gets onto your cranks, your chain ring, your derailleur, your cassette, gets into the tires, interferes with your brakes. Um, it can just wear down your bike parts really quickly. So it's super important that you keep your bike nice and clean after every single ride. You want to give it a good cleaning. And I have a video up for that as well, where I cleaned out the Murray really well when I first got it. I may do an update to that in the future, possibly, just dealing with, cleaning up after a good winter ride. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of this guide for riding in cold weather. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Subscribe for more bike fun. Yeah, hopefully you guys have found this video helpful and useful and everything. I know that if I, a few years back, if I knew what I knew now, my first winter rides would have gone, a lot smoother. So hopefully this video has helped you guys out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.